Welcome everyone to Charts Focus 1, where we teach you how to work hard and trade smart. In this recap video, I want to go over 3 perfect entry, perfect exit day trades that we executed in the CFO Discord live. Now what's funny about these day trades is that 2 out of 3 day trades were originally intended to be swing trades. But as the market progressed, the overall price action and sentiment forced us to take profits as quickly as possible. This meant that the game plans that we formed were quickly made during market open and quickly executed. Now these 3 day trades were taken on ticker symbols TAN, FTNT, and BYND. I will also show you guys a sneak peek of the CFO Discord channel where all of these trades went down, and to show you guys how each of them progressed. Obviously, the timestamps of the messages do not reflect the accurate time of entries and exits, as I can only do my best to type as quickly as possible after I am filled in. But I do hope that you guys get a good idea of where we got in based on this recap video. Alright, let's start off with TAN, T-A-N. So TAN was up during pre-market largely in thanks to ENPH, as it had great earnings reaction to the upside after hours yesterday. However, when the market opened, ENPH decided to dump its overnight gains and fill in the gap and much more. So this affected TAN and other solar stocks. But I saw an opportunity in this name. If you take a look at the daily time frame over here, we opened up over this whole number level of $80. And if you take a look in the past, right over here, we see a couple of candlesticks where we see the top wick going over this whole number level of $80. But every single time we do that, we come straight back down. So with ENPH going down and filling in its gap right after market open, and this evidence that the price does not hold well once it goes up over $80, I start to look at this area. Now, why the bottom? So instead of shorting at this rejection from this $80 level or area, I was looking at the daily time frame 50 SMA, which is my dark blue line right here. And so this got me thinking, if we bounce at 50 SMA here on the daily time frame, we can see another revisit of $80. Why? Well, in the previous candlestick, we actually closed up and over the 50 SMA. So that led me to believe that we can also again hold above the 50 SMA and possibly bounce back to this critical level of daily resistance at $80. And also, the daily 50 SMA was sitting in close proximity to $79. So I was able to make a very quick game plan. So if you take a look on the 15-minute time frame, okay, my white arrow shows my area of entry, and then my green arrow shows my area of exit. And this is going to be how it's going to be shown in the next 2 tickers that I go over. So remember, the white arrow is my area of entry and my green arrow is my area of exit. So here is the CFO Discord. So like I said, 2 out of the 3 trades were originally intended to be swing trades, and TAN was the first one. So around 7:03 a.m., I messaged TAN swing trade 80 strike call contracts that expire on February 17th. And that was exactly near $79. Personally, I got in slightly underneath it, so around 78.90-ish. And as the price basically bounced away from the 15-minute 10 SMA, which is my red line over here, plus as it bounced away from the daily time frame 50 SMA, we started to rise up higher and higher and higher, eventually breaking over $79, which happened to be an intraday level of resistance from yesterday's price action. And as we held 79 on this candlestick as a new level of support, we start to see some good gains, slowly but surely. And we were up around 50%, okay, 15% here after a perfect entry, and then 20%. And I told my members to take some profits. Why? Because we're starting to get very close to the 200 SMA on the 15-minute time frame. And guess what? The 200 SMA was also sitting very close to that $80 level of resistance. And remember, guys, the $80 level of resistance has heavy sellers, as we've seen on other daily candlesticks as well. And eventually, as the price opened up for the next 15-minute candlestick right over here, we had a slight pop over $80, and I was able to get out around 80.10-ish. All right, and we were able to get out with the 25%, turning it into a day trade. And that is how we got TAN, which was originally a swing trade, into a day trade for a return of 25%. Now, the second day trade was conducted on FTNT. So this one had earnings and had a very large gap up. And today it closed for 10.90% to the upside. That's a very large gain and also a favorable name for the future, as it can give us great swing trades to the upside. Now for FTNT, I was originally thinking for a day trade. So this one was supposed to be a day trade, and it turned out to be a great day trade because I was looking for what we call a opening range breakout. So whenever we have a huge gap up due to news or other catalysts like earnings, we sometimes get a huge run to the upside after market open. And on the 15-minute time frame, you can usually get 3 green back-to-back consecutive candlesticks to the upside. However, FTNT did not show that. Instead, it started to move sideways. And we were moving sideways with the support of $60 or around 16.20, okay? And a resistance of 61.45, or if you guys want to round up, 61.50 as a whole number level. So again, the support was at $60 and the resistance was at 61.50. And so I decided that we can play this name as a day trade, playing this range between 60.20-ish or $60 until we hit 61.45 or 61.50. And so after we exited the first day trade, TAN, I got filled in for the 65 strike call contracts that expire on March 17th for FTNT at 8 o'clock a.m. All right, that's when the message was sent. So I got in right over here. Okay, obviously I got in a lot earlier compared to the message. All right, And as the price was pushing up slightly, the contracts weren't even moving. So that's the reason why when I sent the message, the premium for those same contracts were still at my entry point, even if I had gone in around, I would say, 13 minutes before that message was sent. And so once the members got in, we start to see a small spike in the price. And as the next candlestick formed, we got a lot more volume. And thanks to that volume, we started to move up higher and higher and higher, ultimately breaking over 61. And as we were tracking the price with the increased volume, we got a perfect entry again, and we were up around 10% as the price was breaking 61. And eventually, I told my members that I want to see $62 as my first price target, especially if this volume continues on the next 15-minute candlestick. And as the price continued to go up higher, we were at 15%. However, this 15% return happened to be at 61.45. And the high of this candlestick was 61.44. So basically, we had hit this level of resistance by a difference of 1 cent. And I saw that the contracts were too far out the money. And these contracts were already juiced up with premium from the overnight gap up, this huge 10% gap up. So I told my members to take half profits or full profits, okay, at 15%. And then eventually, when the next 15-minute candlestick formed, I said, you know what? Get out for break even for the rest of the half position that you guys have left. So the other half could have been a better exit, but you know what? We followed through with our game plan, and also we weren't hit with the stop loss at all. And we were able to play within this price range that formed in the intraday time frame as we had originally intended to. And that is how we got 15% on this amazing day trade with a perfect entry and a slightly perfect exit. All right, the last but not least day trade was on BYND or Beyond. Now before I begin, this Beyond day trade could have returned us over triple digits. That's right. It could have netted us around 120% or even more. So Beyond, what got me intrigued for this name is that, well, this name was already a name that we're looking at in the CFO Swing and Watch newsletter. And what really got me intrigued today was that we had 3 previous red back-to-back consecutive candlesticks to the downside. And due to this pullback, we're able to retest the 10 SMA, lose the 10 SMA, and then also retest the 21 SMA yesterday and today. And so I thought to myself, well, if we decide to retest the 21 SMA 2 times, including today, why can't we have a nice bounce up? And that was the entire premise of why I took this trade. And also, the price was holding very, very well compared to the overall market. And Beyond had this look to it, a very good relative strength look, right underneath a major weekly level of resistance around $17, or specifically 17.20-ish. And so I told myself, well, if this one continues to have great relative strength, then we can possibly see another run over $17 and possibly back to a retest of the daily 10 SMA and possibly even more. So if you go on my favorite intraday time frame, the 15-minute time frame, okay, we got in as shown by the white arrow and shown by this message right over here on this candlestick. So at 8:27 a.m., I said beyond swing trade, 18 strike call contracts that expire on February 17th. And we got in slightly underneath, very, very slightly underneath $17, which was an early entry. Because if you want a confirmation entry, we want to be able to see a run over or break over 17.20-ish, or specifically 17.25, which is our major level of resistance on the weekly and on the daily time frame. And as we started to break over $17, the price moved very, very quickly. So on the next 15-minute candlestick, we saw a huge burst in buying volume. And this could have been retail traders, as Beyond has been suspected to have a lot of meme traders, right? So this is a name that's also considered to be in the meme stock group, as it has been pounded very hard by short sellers for most of its days in the stock market, as it was a very, very recent IPO. Now, Beyond here, as it continued to gain more volume, we saw it continuously moving up higher and higher and higher. And ultimately, we got 34% since entry, 35%, and then it doubled out of nowhere on this candlestick here to 65%. And I decided to get out at around 17.85-ish. And that is what got me to 75% return on this day trade. All right, so right over here. And it was also a perfect exit for me based on my technical analysis and what my 15-minute time frame was showing me, as this 200 SMA was looming over the price. And I expected a nice rejection from this 200 SMA. However, we did not get that. Instead, we blasted over to $18 and even over to 18.20 and slightly above that on the next 15-minute candlestick. So if I had held, I probably would have gotten at least over 110% or even 120% return for this day trade. But regardless of me not getting a triple percentage return on this day trade, this amazing perfect entry and perfect exit day trade, 75% in return is a very, very good return on a day trade. So you guys should never ever, beat yourself down for not being able to get a triple percentage return on a day trade when you have 75% plus gains. Alright, that is it for this video. If you liked what you heard, please leave a thumbs up down below. And if you're new here, subscribe and check out the description box below for all my links. Also, make sure you guys check out the other live stream recap videos to continue your learning in trading. Thank you for watching, and I will see you all on another video.